Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money, with your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 895 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today we're going to talk about something big that's coming up from Apple. You might not like Apple, but it's coming, and I'm sure Android's going to be right behind. It's called Apple Intelligence. That's what we're going to talk about today. Crazy things it's going to do for you right on your phone. Hope you didn't miss episode 894. That was account-based marketing, which I kind of think is basically a fancy term for target marketing, but it'll remind you of some things you ought to be doing. All right, let's see. Pick up a copy of our automation ebook at screwthecommute.com/automate free and check out my mentor program at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. All right. Let's go talk about this a little bit. This is called Apple Intelligence. This is something that's coming up in the fall in iOS 18. Let's see. But you got to have an iPhone 15 or above. And it's going to be free, but it just does all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's, of course, I'm going to look at the crazy side of it too. But Tim Cook, the CEO, and I quote, he says, "This sets the new standard for privacy." and I'm thinking, oh, wait a minute. All these things that this thing is going to do, this Apple Intelligence, and you're telling me it's all private. Right. All right. That doesn't mean I'm not going to try to take advantage of this stuff, although I only have an iPhone 10 and it's time to upgrade anyway. But so anyway, this is kind of great and kind of scary. What it does is it uses your personal context of everything that's on your phone and uses artificial intelligence, which I call artificial insemination, right? Because you get screwed if you don't use it correctly. All right. I coined that term, by the way, folks. If you hear it anywhere else, it was me that started. So anyway, it does all kinds of things and has different modules, I guess you would call them. So I'm going to go through them and just give you an idea of some of the things it'll do, this is only a primer. I mean, I'm sure by the fall when it comes out, it'll do way even more. But one module is called the rewrite module, and it enhances your writing everywhere on your phone. In your mail, in your notes, in your pages program, and even it'll connect to some third-party apps. I don't know what they are yet. And it'll adjust, listen to this, it'll adjust the tone of your emails and blog posts. You tell it what the market is, and it'll adjust the tone for that market. I mean, just crazy. It'll suggest edits. And it has a part of it called Summarize, which means it'll make recaps of like your blog posts, or it'll make bullet points. It'll put a section called key points. It'll make tables and lists of what you had just created, right? So that's just one of the modules called Rewrite. Then the next one is part of the Mail app. It'll stick the most important messages at the top. It prioritizes them somehow. I have no idea how. I guess based on your experience and your history with the Mail app. It'll do a thing called Smart Reply. Now, some of them have that already, and even Gmail, it says, if they ask you a question, it says, at the bottom, you can just click, yes, certainly, or something like that. So I think it goes further with that. It'll identify questions in your email so that you don't miss them. I know I'm a little bit guilty of that. I get mentees sending me loads of questions in one, and if I miss one, then they say, hey, what about this that you missed? And okay, so it saves me trouble with that. All right, the next one is called Notifications, which we have that now, but it'll prioritize them also based on your history, even on your lock screen. And then I guess you can set it that it'll only show stuff that needs immediate attention, the notifications that come in. All right, next is your notes and phone apps. It will record transcribe, and summarize audio. Now, it gives an auto notification when you're recording a phone call. Now, I'm not sure if you can turn that on and off. I mean, that's going to keep you from getting arrested because some states have two-party, notification laws, but some don't. So I'm not sure if you're going to be able to record surreptitiously through that automatic app they got there. Next is called the Image Playground, and oh boy, does it go on and what you can do. I mean, in seconds you can create, it also works in the Message app, by the way. You can create animations, illustrations, or sketches, and you just tell it what you want. You say, I'd like to have a picture of so-and-so doing this, a horse in a field eating hay with the farmer standing in the background, and it'll create the image for you. Now, I'm not sure about the commercial use of these images yet. That's not clear to me yet. And you can pick styles and themes. I mean, you can just type a description of what you want in the app and then you can even add someone into your image that's in your photo library. All right. It'll do way more than this. This Image Playground is just crazy. But again, I'm a little concerned about the commercial usage of the actual image created. Are you allowed to use it for commercial purposes? I don't know. Then there's another one called Gen Mogies. I think Gen Mogies instead of emojis. Yeah, Gen Mogies instead of emojis. And I think that's a combination of generate your own emoji. You tell it what you want, and it'll create an emoji for that. And I had one of these third parties for a while that I was able to create an avatar that looked like me with dark hair and blue eyes and a beard and all that. But somehow it disappeared off my phone. But it's going to be included in that update. Okay, photo and video search. You'll be able to use natural language to say, hey, get that picture of me with Jennifer's new puppy in my kitchen, something like that, and it'll search through. I mean, because that was, I don't know, years ago when that photo was taken, and for me to search through my whole iCloud forever, so it'll find it. It'll even find specific parts of video. It'll find videos, but then you can get it to find specific parts in the video so you don't have to look through the whole video to find what you were looking for. And then it has a cleanup tool which will remove distracting backgrounds, and I'm sure it'll do way more than that. All right, next module is memories. If you tell it all the things you want to include, it'll make a complete movie with audio and video and all the stuff that you wanted included right there on your phone for free. So it's a memories part of it. I don't know if you'd call it a memories app or it's just part of this Apple Intelligence thing. And then Siri is going to have enormous amounts of updates. I can't even think about all of them, but it's stuff like it'll say, you could do something like, hey, play the video that Joe recommended to me in December or last December, or it was about so-and-so. And it'll go through your whole phone and find Joe's recommendation and bring it up to the forefront. Again, this is why it's kind of scary to me. It claims that it's all done on your phone and nobody remembers any of this stuff, but I don't know. That sounds a little too good to be true to me. So anyway, that's coming up in the fall. It's going to be free. It'll only work on iPhones 15 or above and iOS 18. So that's something coming up, but it seems like, boy, you're going to be able to do a ton more stuff than you can do now right on your phone. And that's why I'm reluctant to buy all these apps that I get offered to me in email that'll do individual things like this, but you got to pay for them when it's all coming for free pretty soon. So, and a lot of those companies are made by third world people that they got great sales letters, but the thing's full of bugs and doesn't work and all this stuff. So I'm a little reluctant. That's probably why they make them so cheap. This thing's going to be $900 a month, but you get it for a one-time fee of $7. That kind of thing. See that all the time. All right, so anyway, that's what's coming up, Apple Intelligence. And if you were really intelligent, you'd get in my mentor program and let me put my 30 years of experience online, plus another 17 in offline businesses to work for you. Check it out, greatinternetmarketingtraining.com, and I'll catch you on the next episode. See you later.